Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday evening to you, or Sunday morning, depending on what side of the timeline divider globe thingy you are on. It is beautiful to see your faces. As usual, I'm going to go through my shameless self promotion, pushing the video out to get some people in, and then we will begin here. So it is lovely to see your faces. And just give me a few minutes to get everything set up, and we will get to work. Do 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 do. All right. All right. Here we go. Uber, Demi. Lovely to see your faces. I appreciate you guys coming to hang out. I just finished my shameless self promotion here, so I actually have to go grab my vape juice real quick to make sure I don't lose my mind. And from there, I think I just got to grab like a couple setup things, so like another 2 or 3 minutes, and we will get to work on this beauty. So, just a moment. All right, when I said a moment, I meant it. All right, I do need to grab a few things. Let's see, what do I need? Definitely need my alligator clips. Pleasure to see you, gentlemen. Always a pleasure to make your acquaintance this fine evening. I think that might be all I need, although we might be reballing BGA tonight, so we'll see how that goes. I really hope we're not reballing BGA tonight. I think that might be all I need for now. Nope. Gonna need the thermal camera, very important. Alright. go ahead and pop on the correct bit. I'm going to need to take it apart. There we go. Alright. So just give it probably another minute or two and let some people get in here, and we will get right into the business. Happy Saturday, everybody. Lovely to see you. Let's get this monstrosity. This bad boy right here. She's in rough shape. Look at this. She needs some love. Yeah. She's from outer space. There we go. I really got to get the monitor so I can get on screen over here. Much obliged, Demi. I appreciate that. Okay, here we go. Got to get my bench power supply ready because I am very positive there's going to be some voltage injection at some point tonight. So let's just go ahead and preempt that. Let me get my ground wire. Power wire I won't need because I'll just use the leads from my multimeter, and that will do just fine. But ground I will for sure need. Alright. In you go. There we go. Don't be disrespectful. Alright. Awesome. Alright. We will... we're 7 minutes in. Fuck it. Let's get going. Alright, so thank you again, everybody, for coming out. I really appreciate it. For those of you who were not here last week or didn't get the chance to come in, this hunk of deliciousness right here is part of a 4 Xbox One S job lot that I purchased off of eBay. We got 3 of them fixed last week. 2 of them were just HDMI port replacements, and one of them was a 10-second beep on, beep off, which is almost always the hard drive. So we replaced the hard drive, got it working no problem. So this is the 4th. This one is a 2-second beep on off, and those are always far more entertaining. I have actually never fixed one of these before, so this is going to be something new for me. I did a lot of research today in preparation for the stream, so I have a general idea of what to look for. But this will be my first huge delve into actual component diagnostics and things along those lines, so I'm really excited about it. I'm genuinely interested to get down into the meat of these consoles and see if I can actually diagnose where the problem is and get them fixed. That would be a nice step forward in my career down this lovely path that I've chosen. So, that being said, let's go ahead and just do our normal testing that we do here. So just to show you guys what we're looking at, I'm going to bring you in a little bit closer just so you can kind of get an idea here. If you're unfamiliar with the beep on, beep off issue, consider yourself lucky, because it sucks. Alright, I'm not even going to bother plugging HDMI in because there's really no need for it. But what happens during a 2-second beep on, beep off is turn it on, instant fail. In case you couldn't see it, turn it on, instant fail. So, that's what we're dealing with today. I know there are a few different things that can cause this issue. I know the power supply is rarely a problem, but it can be. I do have a replacement power supply that I can test if we need to, but we'll test voltages and make sure that we're getting 12 volts where we need to. If that's the case, then it's not the power supply. I know RAM chips can cause this issue. I know problems on the Ethernet circuit can cause this issue. I know that the Southbridge can cause this issue. So, there's a lot of different things that can cause this beep on, beep off. Back you guys up. That we're dealing with here this evening. So, we're going to test, we're going to find out, and we're going to hope for the friggin' best. Now, this one has not been opened. You can see the warranty sticker right there. So that's great news. That means nobody's been in here to try and fix it. I suppose the retimer chip could also cause a beep on, beep off, but not as often, from what I understand, but it is a possibility as well. So either way, let's go and start getting this taken apart and get down to some brass tacks and some diagnostics. Here we go. So let's bring you guys over here. Now, if we can make some decent time on getting this fixed, I do have a GameCube that I still have to fix. I finally got all the components in that I need to get it working, I think. So if this doesn't take a whole lot of time, maybe we'll do that. Could be some fun. We'll see. Who knows? Alright, so let's go ahead and begin the disassembly process. Where is my stuff? Here is my stuff. Alright, stuff is acquired. Alright, so first things first, let's get rid of that warranty sticker. We don't need that crap. Remove yourself. A lot of this warranty sticker is still stuck. There we go. Alright. Perfect. There we go. Alright. Disassembly process will begin forthright. Let's start on the side over here. I'm just going to come in here and start popping these tabs up. Uh-oh. Whoa. I see stickiness. Whoa. Oh my god, what the fudge? I really have to watch my language, but hey, let me see if I can get you guys in here. Just started opening it and already we may have found some kind of problem. See that? You see all that nasty? I'm trying to get the camera to focus in on it here. There we go. Look at that. Isn't that delicious? That would appear to be barbecue sauce. That's some kind of sweet mess. Oh, that sucks. Alright, well, let's continue with disassembly. There we go. Okay. And continue working our way around. And around once more. And the final side. There we go. Oh yeah. Oh, we got some sticky mess in and around here. Okay. Well, I'm already thinking liquid damage then, because there is definitely liquid. What side of the board is this? So this is towards... man, that's towards the Southbridge area. Alright, well, let's get finished taking apart, and we'll see how bad it is. But it is already gross. I already had dinner, thankfully, so I don't need to worry about that being my dinner tonight. Alright, so let's go ahead and start knocking this out. Right. I mean, who knows? Maybe we'll get lucky and we just have to clean off a few components and everything will be hunky-dory. That would make for a terrible video, but I'd be really happy about it. So, you know, that's a win. Alright. I've got it backwards. Out of the shell we come. Let's see how bad the shell looks. Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. Alright. There we go. Let's take off these boards. I'm actually very glad that I'm getting to some repairs tonight because I picked up Baldur's Gate 3, and so I've been playing that for a fair amount of the free time that I've had to try and stay caught up. And then me and my lady picked up Diablo 4 today, so we're starting a co-op run of that. So I was worried that I was going to be too involved with the games to get to the actual repairs, but my lady got tired tonight, so I get to do some repairs, which is nice. Alright, this is obviously not the right size. Why am I using something that's not the right size? There we go. Oh yeah, that's better. Boop. And boop. Alright. And Wi-Fi card comes out. Alright. Flip it back around. And let's go ahead and pop out these X-clamp screws because I'm pretty sure no matter what happens, we're going to be, at the very least, replacing some thermal paste. There we go. And number 4. There we go. Alright. Swap bits to get these component parts out. And we will get down to the nittiest of the grittiest. Boop. Alright, there we go. All the screws are removed. Let's flop this over. Boop. Alright, so... oh yeah, I can already see some of the nasty spilled onto the board over here. Okay. Well, let's get the board turned down. The console torn all the way down. Did we get lucky? Did we get a 1 terabyte? Oh, we did. We got a 1 terabyte here. Hell yeah. That's a fucking win. Let's get this baby fixed. Alright, so hard drive out. Alright. I don't know if Uber, I know you're familiar with the coder, but I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with Phil. He goes on YouTube by the name of the coder. I was watching his video and it looked like he finally hit the holy grail of PS5 broken console repairs and finally got himself an M.2 drive inside a broken console. If you guys haven't seen it yet, go check it out. It's awesome. Phil's a great guy. And also go check out Uber. He does amazing content. Demi, I don't know if do you have a YouTube channel, Demi? Do you do any repairs and stuff? I'd definitely love to come check it out. Oh, you know Phil. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he got a free M.2 in a broken console today, which is bananas. I fix so many PS5s, especially ones I buy off of eBay, and never have I come across a free M.2. Few free games, but never an M.2. Yeah, Coder's awesome. Love Coder. He's a good guy. Alright, let's keep that power supply nearby because we are for sure going to need it tonight. Alright. Just doing a quick initial inspection on anything that might be cause for concern other than that lovely mess of nasty on the board here. But I don't see anything that's just immediately jumping out to me. So, honestly, I'm going to be a little bit disappointed if it is just some kind of damage that I can clean off and replace a couple of components, because I really want to start like getting better at the diagnostic side of things. I can do a lot of the micro soldering stuff. I mean, that's no big deal. It took a lot of practice and a lot of time to get there, but overall, I'm comfortable with a lot of my soldering now. But the diagnostics I still have a lot of trouble with, so I was really hoping to get into some diagnostics. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Oh, nice. That's awesome, Demi. Yeah, we got to get you on here, man. Share the love with the community. Alright, there we go. Let's see. So this was parked this way. Oh yeah, we got a bunch of corrosion on the bottom of the board here. It looks like it's all mostly relegated to the edge, but I know that's not the case on the other side. So I'll show it to you guys once I get it under the microscope. Alright. There we go. And let's get this X-clamp off with my not-so-patented X-clamp removal technology. Remove yourself from this equation, please. There we go. Alright. There we go. And we shall remove the board. We shall remove the fan heatsink assembly. And we shall observe this mess. Oh, goodness gracious. Well, that's definitely one of the problems. Let's get you guys under the microscope so we can take a look, shall we? Alright, so. There we go. So there's the APU. APU looks pretty good, right? Looks nice. And let's just scoot on over a little bit to right about there. I'm gonna take a shot in the dark and say that ain't right. So, yeah, that whole, and that's all the 12 volt rail too. So, I mean, I'll test for voltages, but all of that's going to have to get cleaned up at the very least, if not replacement components. Let's test some voltage, or let's test some voltage rails first. All right, so let me untangle my wires here. See how far I can stretch this. Probably far enough. As far as I need it to be. Alright. That should do just fine. Alright, so I'm gonna there we go. Plug that in. Alright, I'm gonna have to move this board over just a tad. Don't worry, I will move you guys with it. Just bear with me a second. Alright. Okay. Go. Alright. Alright. So that's what we're dealing with. Let's get that in focus for you. Yeah. That's what we're dealing with. See, that's interesting, Demi, because of all the consoles I've worked on, I've had the most success with Xbox. Not only is the tearing apart easier, but I've had a bigger success rate on Xboxes than I have PS4s. I've worked on... I started doing repairs probably about 4 or 5 months ago at this point, and I've worked on probably 4 or 5 PS4s, and I think I fixed one of them. And then the rest were all like chip issues or APU issues, and yeah, I probably just got bad luck on those. But at the same time, like I said, I've only not fixed one Xbox that I've gotten, and that was the first one I took apart and tried to fix. But everybody has different experiences. I love working on PS5s. I have an almost 100% success rate with PS5, so those are my favorite to work on at this given moment. Alright, let's go ahead and jump over to my multimeter here. Let's get some readings. See if we have any... It seems silly to say that see if we have any shorted components with this. The way this looks, I'm pretty sure we're going to have shorted components. But let's see. Alright, so let's grab some voltage real quick. So, let's... hook this up to ground. That's not going to work. Doesn't want to get hooked up to ground. Alright, you know what? Fine. That's a ground point. Alright, so do we have 12 volts? Alright, so we do have 12 volts coming in. Oops, sorry guys. Alright. Alright, so we have 12 volts coming in. Yep, 12 volts. Do we have 3.3? We do have 3.3. Do we have 5? Oh, that's still 3.3. Where's my 5 volt test point? I know there's a 5 volt test point somewhere around here. It's 12. Yep, we have 5. Do we have 1.8? We have 1.8. Do we have 1.1? We do have 1.1. Okay, so we actually have all voltages coming in. So we're not missing any voltage rails. That's interesting. All right. Let me check the ones that only come on. There's a couple that only come on when you attempt to power it on. Grab my power button real quick. All right. Get in there, power button. All right. Really need this to stick somewhere. I really need a ground point. You know what? Why you guys want to make this difficult on me? Why are you trying to do this to my life? Okay, that should be ground, right? Let's see. Test voltage. Nope, that is not ground. It is not giving me a ground. Okay, that should be fine. Test voltage. Alright, we're ground. Alright, so let's see. Alright, so this should be 1.1 when it attempts to power on. Yep, we do get that 1.1 for just a moment. Okay, and it is just a moment. This should be 1.8 when I try to turn it on. Yep, 1.8. And that's another 1.8 volt rail. That's a 5 volt rail when it tries to come on. Okay. So I've got all my voltage rails, which leads me back to this whole area here. So let's start doing some continuity tests. We'll go ahead and unplug the power supply. I'm not getting voltage readings on it right now. There we go. Alright, sorry guys. Alright, so it's not the power supply because we have all our voltage rails. It's not the south bridge because we have all our voltage rails. So let's stick with what we can see for the time being. So let's just do some continuity tests on these caps that are horribly sticky and nasty. And let's see what we can find out. Switch over to continuity mode. Alright, ground point. And you know, believe it or not, I don't think any of those components are the issue. That's insane to me. That's actually insane. Because look at this mess. I mean, I'm going to check some of these resistors on the back end. Alright, let's go into resistance mode. We got 300 ohms coming in, which that does appear to be about right for that resistor. Let's check the one underneath it that's not completely covered in garbage. That one's only got 2.4 ohms coming out of it. Let's reverse. See if that changes anything. Okay, so that one's only got 2.4 ohms coming out of it. So we do have an issue in this area for sure. Let's go ahead and drop into diode mode real quick and test these MOSFETs. You'll be able to see what I'm able to read on these. Alright, so I've got 0.6 voltage drop at the gate, that's fine. That's about the same. That's 0.4. That's 0.4. Yeah, I mean, realistically, it definitely needs a clean, and then, yeah, we'll clean it off and try to turn it on again afterwards, but I'm not getting any bad readings out of here. So, let's clean it off, and then we'll try and turn it on and see if it works. But being that we have all our voltage rails, I don't think that's going to be the problem. I will need to test voltage to the RAM chips as well as the resistance on the RAM test point and see if any of the RAM has gone bad, and then we can kind of move our way over to the Ethernet port and go from there. So this should be more interesting than I initially thought when I saw this this mess. So that's exciting! Woohoo! All right. Oh, here we go. Let's go ahead and give this a clean. I'm going to flood this with IPA and let it kind of soak in for a minute to help break up some of that nasty. Some more in there. Alright, so now that we've got the area flooded and some of the IPA is starting to kick in there, I'm going to come in with a toothbrush and just start trying to clean up some of that horrible nasty. I may even have to get my hot air in here and try and help scrape some of that away. So this is just going to kind of be a lesson in patience and trying for the most part. Yeah, it's starting to come up a little bit. Let's get a little more IPA in there. Trying to let it like pool up in this area, help break down some of that nastiness. Let's let it sit there and do some of its work for a bit.
back at it with the toothbrush. Help scrub away some of that horrible nastiness. It's already looking a bit better, but gonna need some more intense scrubbing action here. Coming with a Q-tip, there we go. Oh yeah, that's way better. So it's already looking a whole lot better, but we are going to flood a little more IPA in here. And let that sit for a moment. Keep working on some of these components. That's not a bad idea, Demi. Mesmerized, you know it. You absolutely know it. Good to see you, John. Yeah, no, this is 99% IPA. This is as pure as it gets. And I do have BW 100, but that's more for like controller cleaning and trying to get out loose dirt and stuff like that. I'm not sure how it'll do with getting that nasty out of these components. Alright, so let's have enough time to sit. Let's see if we can scrub out some of this grossness. Where's my tweezers that I don't care about? Here we go. Oh, no, that's got stuff on it. Damn it. Where's another set of tweezers that I don't care about? Yeah, this'll do. Alright, let's get in here. Now here's the weird thing too, is that even with all the nasty that was on there was no shorts on this 12 volt line, which is really confusing. I'm probably gonna have to test for shorts all in that area. So I'm gonna flood it one more time. Really get in there with the alcohol. Let it sit for a few. I'll give it one more good brush, and then we'll attempt to power it on. I don't think that's going to be the issue, but it's worth a shot at the very least. But then we're going to have to start testing for shorts on some of these components. We'll check the Ethernet circuit. We'll check the HDMI circuit. We'll check the rest of this circuit right here. This is all power management. So this is what feeds the 12 volt lines into all the 5 volts and 3.3s and everything like that. So Yeah, we'll give this one more good brushing to try and get off any, as much of the crud as we can. And then we'll try to boot it up, see if it boots. If it does, then yay. If it doesn't, then we do more testing. So let's see how this goes. We'll give it another minute or two. Oh, it's so gross. I'm honestly I'm so surprised that there's not a short anywhere on that 12-volt line with all that nasty that was on there. I am in disbelief that there is no problem with that 12-volt line. I didn't find a single short. Yeah, those are all ground legs. I'm just making sure I'm like testing the right areas on the MOSFET. I might not be actually. Now that I'm looking at some of these MOSFETs, I might have tested the wrong side. But that's okay. That's what we're here for. We are here to learn and get better. Alright, let's give this one more scrub. Okay. All right. Yeah, in most cases that's the case. So usually when I'm looking for shorts, I'm either in continuity mode to check for a direct short to ground on either side of a cap, or I'm in diode mode looking for a dead short to ground with the voltage drop coming from either the MOSFET or the cap, depending on where it is I'm testing. It's not often, other than if I'm testing like a resistor or a fuse, that I'll use resistance mode. But there is also that one resistor on here that is reading funny. So it could very well be that one of these is still bad. Yeah, let me heat up this area with some hot air real quick. And let's do some more investigation in that rail. It seems so unlikely that with all that damage in that area, there's nothing wrong with it. So let's just dry off some of this alcohol. There we go. All right. Alright, so now that we've got the area dried off, let's do a more in-depth testing on these areas. So let's start from the bottom down here. Let's test each MOSFET individually. We'll make sure we test the proper gate. We'll test all the caps, make sure that there's no shorts. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to knock out is the caps, because those I can just do in continuity mode. Those are easier. Alright, so let's drop this on ground. Alright, so no short there. Oh, wait. Okay, that's short, but that could also be a low impedance cap. Let's see if this one is short as well. Yeah, see, I think those are just low impedance caps. And the third one up here, see, this one wasn't damaged by the gook at all. So if this one is also showing up short, yeah, so those are just low impedance caps. That's all that is. Okay, good to know. Alright, so let's get some measurements from up here real quick. Let's go into resistance mode. Let's measure these two resistors up here. Alright, so I've got 1.2 ohms coming out of that resistor, which looks about right. And I've got about 2.4 coming out of this one right here, which again, that's a 2.2 ohm resistor, which looks right. Okay, so those are the parts that were not affected by the nasty at all. I don't even know what to call it. It looks like barbecue sauce, but I'm just going to call it the nasty because it looks nasty. Alright, so let's come down to this section that was affected. So this top resistor right here, we got 1.2, which is exactly what we should have. This one I think was reading super high though, or super low. Yeah, I've got like 0.7 milliohms. Yeah, so this resistor is definitely not correct. I did miss this one. That's another 2.4 ohm. Alright, and this one here. And that's a 96 kilo ohm. Okay, so yeah, there's definitely a problem with this area for sure. These two resistors are not acting right. Even though these caps don't come up as faulty, there's definitely issues with these resistors. Which my guess would be that there is a bad MOSFET on here somewhere. So let's switch over to diode mode. Actually, before I do that, let's go back to resistance mode. And let's check these resistors, just make sure these are good. Alright, so this one should be around 2.2 to 2.4. Oh, sorry, no, 1.2, that's right. This one's 1.2. This one should be 2.2 to 2.4. That's 2.4. And this one should also be 2.2 to 2.4. And we got 2.4. Okay, so this is fine. This is a problem. Alright. So we are in here for sure. Those resistors are not in the right spec. They could be read through an inductor with the main possibility they could be shorted to ground when the unit is off by design to stop static. Yeah, I suppose that could make sense, Demi. If it's trying to boot up in protection, or if it's trying to boot up and it goes into protection mode, then yeah, I can definitely see that. I still think the caps would come up short though. Let's plug the... Well, hang on. Let's test these MOSFETs. I'm pretty sure we're going to have an issue in one of these three little MOSFETs right here. Let's take a look. Let me go into diode mode. Alright, so... swap over real quick. I won't see chat for a minute, guys. I got to go over to OBS to use my microscope here. Alright, so black probe on ground. Nope, I'm in the wrong section. There we go. Alright, so here we have is that right? If so, then yeah, that MOSFET's for sure bad. I've got a 2 voltage drop on the gate of this MOSFET. That is way too high. Yeah, I'm getting 2 voltage drop on that gate. That's way too high. That should be like 0.6 maximum. I mean, maybe like 0.7-ish, but it shouldn't be any higher than that. How did I not get that reading before? That's weird. Alright, anyway. Let's test the gate on this one. Yeah, I'm getting 2 volts all the way around here. And this one. That's not the gate. It's also not the gate. Where's the gate on this damn thing? Is this even a MOSFET? Yeah, I'm getting 2 volts on this entire area right here, which means something in this area ain't right. So the question is it the resistors? I don't think so. Is it these inductors? Is one of these coils bad? Again, I don't think so. Let's check continuity mode on that coil that's running to that area. Okay. So it's definitely in this area somewhere. Something is going awry in that area. But that area doesn't appear to trace directly to the APU. So let's flip the board and see what's on the back side of that. U9E1. Alright, let's take a look at U9E1, shall we? Let me find that. Where the hell is U9E1? Probably on the back of the board if I had to guess. Oh no, that's the small chip right here. That's U9E1 right here. I'm also getting 2 volts on that. Oh, I see what you're saying, like a power management regulator. Okay, so then yeah, U9E1 would probably be that, because they all feed into it. Well, that is definitely covered in the mess, and I did get 2 volts coming out of that as well. What do you think, Demi? Remove the regulator IC and see if the voltage changes in diode mode? Well, I tested U9E1 and I'm getting the same 2 volt reading that I'm getting on both the MOSFETs. And those resistors are either way too high or way too low. Okay, I got you. Alright, diode mode, here we go. Alright, so let's swap over. Alright, so there's U91. Alright, let me set this up here so I can get a better look at it. Alright, let me move this camera so I can see a little bit better. Let's kill some of this brightness. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a little closer in here. Alright. So, red on the gate and black on the legs. So gate is, where's gate? There we go. So gate is right here. Alright, so right there I'm getting 0.58 voltage drop. Uh, 5.2 here. 4.5 there, 0.45. I've got 0.002 here. And 0.647 here. Let me just check the other one while I've got it. And yeah, nothing there. Alright, we'll start from the large MOSFET and work our way down. Alright, so red on gate. Uh, 0.002. 0.002, 0.002, 0.002, and then again on the gate, 0.001, 0.002. Yeah, I've got nothing on this large MOSFET. There's no reading anywhere. Yeah, I've got no readings on this large MOSFET whatsoever. Let's check the smaller one. Alright, so red's going on gate. Yeah, I've got 2 volts coming out of this small one from gate to leg. 2 volt drop. 2 volt drop, yeah. It's all gonna read 2 volt drop, I'm assuming. Yeah. I got 2 volt drop across the board. Unless I was measuring the wrong thing and that's actually the gate. Which is possible for sure. But that's got to be the gate right there. Because that's what leads to this thick trace right here. That's got to be the gate. Oh, I see what you're saying. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Let's do that. Good call. Okay. Well, I got 0 on the large one here, so let's move up to this next large one up here. Let's do this one. Right, so red on gate. And I've got 1.7 volts from end to end on that large MOSFET. Yeah, I got 1.7 on this MOSFET up here. And what about this lower one? Yeah, same thing. Got 1.7. But on this one, I've got nothing. So this middle MOSFET, I have 0 reading from here to here, from gate to endpoint. I have 0.001 voltage drop. The other ones I have at least I have 1.7 volts. So this MOSFET is for sure at least part of the problem because it has no voltage. Yeah, so I was definitely on the gate. Okay. Yeah. So I have 0 reading on this MOSFET. There's nothing at all. And then up here, on this MOSFET, I have 1.7. And then down here, I also have 1.7. So this MOSFET is a problem for sure. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Let's go ahead and take it off. I have plenty of donor boards that have these chips on them, so if it is bad, then we can just replace it and we'll check the voltage once it's lifted. Good call, my friend. Good call. See, this is why I need the lovely people in this community, because I would have just pulled off that entire area, and while that would have probably fixed it, depending on how this goes, it's not the most effective way to just shotgun parts at something. I need a finer tip for my my air gun. Where are my finer tips? That should do. Alright. Lift this up a little bit and give myself some room to work.
Oh yeah, no, both the resistors are bad. Yeah, no, one of them was reading, I think it was, here, let's just read them real quick again to be 100% sure. This one, yeah, they're both reading bad for sure. Let's go ahead and get over here, get this in focus. Yeah, so R9E1 is reading, where are we at? Come back to me. So R9E1, I've got 97 kilo ohms, and then R9E2, I've got 310 ohms. So both those resistors are definitely not getting the correct amount. All right, let's go ahead and pop that MOSFET off. And let's check what happens with the circuit as far as the voltage reading once we have the MOSFET off, and see if that's at least part of the problem. Let's put a little bit of flux down. Actually, sorry, real quick, guys, I'm forgetting something here. I gotta plug my camera in. There we go. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna set the multimeter aside for the time being. I won't be able to see chat for a minute until I get this MOSFET lifted, so just bear with me a moment, guys. Trying this airflow down just a little bit. Tell you right now, whatever this shit is, it smells disgusting. It smells really bad.
This MOSFET does not want to come off. There we go. Boy, that did not want to come off. Spray down a little bit of alcohol on my pad here. Just give that a quick clean while I have the opportunity. It's still hot. Alright. Yeah, heat's maxed out. Heat's, well, not fully maxed. I keep it at 480, but I did have the airflow too low, and there's also a very thin nozzle on there. So, let's switch that nozzle out while I'm thinking about it. There should be another one I have available somewhere. Sort of grain of nonsense. More assorted nonsense. I should have a thicker nozzle somewhere. Oh yeah, here we go. Where's my pliers? My pliers. I gotta let that cool down a little bit before I pop it off. But in the meantime, we got it off. So let's go ahead and check the voltage now that the MOSFET is removed. Actually, we gotta let the board cool down a moment as well, so we're not getting incorrect readings. Let's go ahead and spray a little IPA on there and help cool it down some. I have a sneaking suspicion that I'm going to end up replacing like everything on this rail. Something in my mind is just telling me it's going to be one of those kind of deals. Alright, so while I'm thinking about it again, before I start measuring those voltages, I do want to look at this again and just kind of make sure I'm on the right path. So yeah, that's at 1.94, and that's going to continue climbing. Yeah, okay. So this one has the correct voltage for the gate for any of the other legs down here. So this one is correct. Yeah, I didn't think about the resistors, bud. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I wasn't even thinking about it. I was too focused on that damn MOSFET. Ugh. That's fine. We'll get it off. No big deal. Alright, so red probe on gate. Yep. And now I have the correct reading, so that MOSFET was bad. Now I have the correct reading. Alright, so we got to put a new MOSFET on, but before we do that, let's go ahead and switch my tip real quick, and we'll take off those resistors, and I need to grab a donor board. Where did I put it? I just found the damn. Here we go. Okay, there we go. Now I've got my bigger tip on there. All right. Yeah, no, that's why I tested that second MOSFET, just to be 100% sure. But, I have proper voltage now with that MOSFET gone. You know what? For the hell of it, I don't think that MOSFET would cause anything with the resistors, but I'm also not smart enough to make that call, because I'm not a friggin' electrical engineer, and I don't really know a whole lot about these. I'm sure Demi's going to tell me that the MOSFET has nothing to do with the resistors and they need to be pulled anyway. But you know what? Let's have some fun. Let's have a little fun, shall we? You're talking about U9E1, Demi? Yeah, that resistor's blown. Yeah, both those resistors are going to have to come up. Check C9E2. C9E2. I didn't have any shorts on it. Let me switch over to diode mode. I got 0.002 on diode mode. Oh no, I'm sorry. I have 0.57 when I do it the right way. Yeah, I have 0.571 and open loop the other way. So yeah, I have 0.5, which I think is right for a cap. Let's check the other ones while we're here. Yeah, I got 0.45 on that one. And 0.45 on the larger cap as well. This one, 0.58. So I think all the caps are measuring good.
So before I see your answer, what I'm thinking right now is replace the MOSFET, because I have to pull the 2 resistors anyway. So pull the 2 resistors, replace the MOSFET and the 2 resistors, and see what happens. Now I'm going to wait and look for your response. Microfarad, huh? Alright. Now I've heard the term microfarad. How the hell do I check microfarad? Sorry, I gotta move you guys out of the way. I require hydration. Here, while I'm looking at that, or while I'm waiting for an answer here, let's run a few other tests, huh? So, if we swap those back over, and go back to diode mode. Alright, so if we test what I think is the voltage regulation IC right here. I've got 2 volts coming from here to here. And if I go up to, where did I run off to? Alright, so there's that. And if I go up to this one, I've got 1.723, and if I go down to this one, I've got 1.723. So I am getting an irregular reading from this IC. It's high. Okay, so I mean almost the entire rail. You're saying I was planning on changing those caps anyway because they look like crap. Yeah, I see what you're saying. So Q9, U9, R9, and R9-2. Yeah, I mean, I have a donor for it. I have a donor board. I have donor boards for days on these.
So you're saying this MOSFET. You guys, I'm pointing at my screen like you guys can see it. So you're saying this MOSFET, these two resistors, and this IC. I agree with you, my friend. I think it's best to just do away with them and just replace them. So let me grab a donor board. Let me have it at the ready, because it's a pain in the butt to get to. Alright, donor boards. Wherefore art thou? There we go. Boom. Donor board. Alright, so let's start by removing those parts then. I'll set my donor board off to the side for the time being. Alright, and let's go ahead and get some flux in the area. Burp. And burp. And burp. And burp. Alright. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and remove those 4 components. I won't be able to see chat while I'm doing this, so again, I apologize in advance. Alright, let's do it. Go. That wasn't way easier than the other one. And let's take off this resistor. Go. Take off this resistor. Go. Resistor stayed stuck. Okay. And let's take off that IC. Alright, all components removed. Let's give it a good clean. Sizzle, sizzle. Alright. Components are all removed. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense, Demi. You're right on that. Yeah, I have like 3 or 4 donor boards, so I mean, I have plenty as it goes, but the least amount I can work to, the least amount of work that I can do to get it working, then, you know, the better it is for everybody. Alright. I'm going back to OBS because I do want to tin up these pads real quick with some leaded solder. Oh, I need to turn my soldering iron on. That is an important aspect of this. I'm just going to put a dab of flux down and tin up these pads slightly. Get it ready to accept the new stuff. Boop. Boop. And boop. My new soldering iron is coming on Monday. I am very excited. It is the quick tip change kind. Same brand that I use now, the Yiwas. But I found it on AliExpress for a very good price for the quick change tips. And I am super excited about it. I've read a lot of good reviews and it seems like people really like it. So hopefully it works out. Right. So I'm going to start removing the donor parts real quick. Let me actually just clean this off, make me feel better about myself. Clean off some of this flux and such. I'll just put new flux down when I'm installing the part. Let's not use burnt, dirty flux. Alright. What to replace first? Do I want to get the small one? No. I think I'll do the small ones last. That's probably going to be the easier way to go about this. Alright. So I'm going to start pulling donor chips off. Go ahead and just drop a bit of solder on these points. We'll do the big MOSFET first. Oh yeah, no, I appreciate it, Demi. Yeah, I even have my donor board facing the same way to make sure I have everything at the proper angle. I've done that before several times. Go. Alright. Where'd I put my tweezers just now? That's fine. I know it's not. It's bridged and all that. Honestly, those are ground points anyway, so it's not a huge deal if they're bridged. But I am gonna fix it. So I just needed to let it set in place so I can push down on it. Alright, we are going to add some flux, and we are going to tighten up these joints. Alright, next one coming up. Yeah, you're not wrong there, man. That's a good point. I really should have checked it. Let's do that now. It's going to be hot as hell, so we're not going to get a proper reading, but it should be at least better. Alright, so let's go to the gate. Yeah, it's still scorching hot. These might not be the right MOSFETs. They look like different MOSFETs. I know it's the right board. But yeah, I grabbed the wrong goddamn MOSFET. Ain't that some shit? Alright, well, let's find the correct ones, because that ain't it. Oh man, I'm glad we double checked that before we went through that whole process. Good lord. Alright, let's find the correct MOSFET, shall we? Alright, donor board number 2. Are you a winner? You sure look like a winner. Yes, you are. You are a winner indeed. You, sir, are a loser. And so am I for not noticing that. That was awful. Oh, it's the wrong MOSFET. Ain't that something special? Oh, it's the wrong design. That's hilarious. Alright. Well, I wasn't getting any reading on it, which is why I was confused, and then I noticed that it's a lot smaller than the other one. Alright. Well. Better now than when I replaced all of them. Let's go ahead and take that off. Alright, let's get the correct one. Here's my flux. Well, actually, before we get the correct one, let's test it. Alright. I'm not getting any readings on this donor board. There we go. Set this up here. Okay. Alright, so it seems like I might have 2 bad MOSFETs here, but it looks like I do have 1 good one. So that's the one we're going to use. I am going to test the resistors on the rail that has the good one. Don't tell me these resistors are shot. Am I going to have to piecemeal this thing? No, I'm not. No, that's 2.4. That's correct. Okay. Yeah, 2.4. Okay, that's fine. Alright. So I have 1 good one so far. 1 good correct one. Alright. Yeah, that could be the case, but it was a lot smaller, and I'm not sure it was even reaching the pads properly. So I do have one that is, I have a set that I can pull from that's good. So let's go ahead and start the process. I'll be out of chat again, so bear with me just a moment. Go. Come here. Okay. Alright. Next component coming in is going to be smaller IC or smaller MOSFET. Go. And bring that right in here. Bring in a little more flux. Let's out of alignment just slightly. So hopefully with some flux it'll come back into alignment, no problem. Alright, it's back in alignment. Let's give it a good hearty pressing. Oh, damn it, slid it. I slid it. Oh, I might have been working the wrong one. How great is that? You know what? It's fine. It looks like it's got good connection. Alright. Now let's clean up a bit and let's do some testing just to make sure things are on the up and up. All right. Give a quick scrub a dub. Right, we are in diode mode, and so we go red to gate, and oh, you know what, the regulator IC is not on there, and also this board is extraordinarily hot. I really got to let it cool down a little bit before I even try to get readings on anything. But also with that main IC there, I'm probably not going to get a reading anyway. Yeah, I guess I'm going to have to get the main IC on there. Well, let's get that rolling.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, Demi. I really do need to get better at doing that.
Drop this. And drop that. Oh, shit. Well, now I don't know what orientation it is. Ah, shit. Shit. Well, number one, the chip is stuck, and number two, I don't know the orientation. I gotta find the chip down here, find the correct orientation, and then reheat the whole damn area. Alright, so now I have to make sure I have the chip in the correct orientation before doing this. so there's 2 dots. That's what I seem to be missing. Okay, that's what I couldn't see before. Alright, I got it. Okay, so that's what we need. Alright, so now I've already got it set up in the proper orientation. Alright, so it's way off center, but that's okay. It's just tacked in place. The surface tension should let it fall into place as soon as I reapply that hot air. So put some more flux down. Maybe it's not wanting to. Maybe I gotta give it just the gentlest of nudges to get into the right spot. Alright, there we go. Okay, let the solder hit. Put a little more flux down. Solidify, push down. Okay. All right. I am concerned. I just happened to catch a glimpse of QND4 here, and I don't think it's sitting down properly. It doesn't look like it's sitting down pretty much at all, so it needs a good pushing. We're going to do that now while the board's still relatively warm. Yep, that was absolutely required. It was too big of a solder blob there. Alright. Down to my two least favorite parts. These resistors. All right. Yeah, I couldn't see the second dot, Demi. That was the problem. Sorry, I'm just getting back to you, bud. It's I always get super focused on those. I couldn't see that second dot in the upper right-hand corner, and so it was throwing me off because there was two dots on this one. It just made no sense to me. But everything worked out. We got it in the correct orientation. So I'm just taking a quick break to hit my vape real quick before I do this resistor swap, because resistors are always the bane of my existence. Any small components, really. Alright, hopping back over to OBS so I can watch myself. Alright, well actually now that we've got the regulator IC on there, let's clean up a little bit and see if we can get any readings. Let's use some hot air and just dry up the area. Okay. Alright, let's see if we can get a reading off this this new one. Yeah, it's still reading high. It's still reading at 2 volts. But it wasn't reading anything before. So maybe it's just because the board's hot. We shall see. Alright, let's get these resistors over with. Go. Of course, I put flux on the wrong resistor. At least I replaced the right one. That's a good start, right? Just making sure surface tension takes it into place. Gives it a good solid connection. Alright, there we go. And just the last one. Let's just give that a nudge, make sure drop my flux. We'll give that a nudge and just make sure it's not going anywhere. Oh, there we go. Okay. And nope. On there good and tight. Alright. Before I do that. Oh no. Sorry guys, the plunger from my flux came undone. Oops. Interesting. Alright, just want to make sure I get the flux already on that pad waiting for the new resistor. Okay, go. More flux, a little more hot air. Make sure it's in place. Alright, that shouldn't be going anywhere. Give it a nudge just to make sure. Yep, that ain't going anywhere. Okay, that is all components replaced. Yeah, no, I'm waiting for the new
soldering to come in. The only reason I've been using the knife tip on this one is because it has the biggest surface area, so the heat dissipation is way better on it. But the new soldering iron that's coming in has a much better conical tip, way better heat dissipation. So I prefer the conical tip, especially a bent conical tip. It's my favorite one to use. Just this one, the surface tension is garbage on it. Or the heat, yeah, the surface area that allows the heat to go through it is terrible. Alright, so we are in business. We're gonna give this all a good scrubbing, let everything cool down for probably a couple of minutes, and then we'll take some readings and see if we don't have a better solution here, or a better outcome, I should say. Alright, we're going to let this cool down for at least a minute or two here so I can get some good readings on the board. And then I think we'll give it a test. We'll plug it in, put the power button in, and see if we get more than just a beep on, beep off. Oh boy, what an adventure this has been, guys. Demi, thank you so much, dude. Like, literally, I don't know. I would have replaced the entire rail regardless, because without knowing exactly how to check those MOSFETs and everything, I would have seen the damage. I'd have been like, screw it, we're replacing the whole rail, and that would have been the video. But being able to test all of that and learn how it is supposed to do, that's so helpful, dude. Seriously, I appreciate it so much. Alright, here we go. We're going to give it one more quick coating of alcohol. All right, let's see what we got. Diode mode. Red probe on the gate. Black probe on another leg. And we have a normal reading. 1.7. That's beautiful. Still around the 2.2 area, but that's fine. What about these resistors? Let's go to resistance mode. $2.4. 2.4. That is good readings on everything. I think we may have done it, gentlemen. And ladies, whoever may be watching. That's good readings on all parts that were changed out. I think we're going to give it a test. Let's see if we have more than a 2-second beep on, beep off. It's obviously going to shut down by itself because it has no heatsink or fan on it, but let's see. I'm going to swap you guys over to the main screen. Alright, there we go. Let's see. Hey, that's on, baby. Well, it shut itself off because I think it got too hot. Yeah, APU got too hot. But that is not a beep on, beep off. That might be a victory. That smells like victory to me. Alright, let's go ahead and do some reassembly, just enough to test kind of situation. Donor board can go away for now. All right. Excuse me. X-clamp, where did you go? Don't do this to me. I know you're not far. Ah, there you are. All right. Right. Yeah, this is very much just a good enough to test type situation. I still got to do the thermal paste on it and yeah, all the fun things that come along with this part of it. But I will be so stoked if I just fix my first beep on, beep off.
with the help of this beautiful community of like-minded individuals. All right, let's give her a test. All right, we've got fan spin. Well, we got the initial boot fan spin. I am going to go ahead and plug an HDMI in. And I'm going to bring you guys over here. Alright, here goes nothing. Grab that power board. Ooh. Oh, this is on. Like, this is on. This fan is fully spinning. I don't know how the fan is fully spinning with no power button in it. That's interesting. Alright, let's go ahead and pull this power cord real quick. Also, that power cord isn't in there very securely. That fan was fully spinning with no power button installed. Very interesting. There we go. All right. All right. Here goes nothing. Oh, that's staying on, baby. That's staying on. No way. Let's go. Let's go. Unreal. That's crazy. I'm totally in shock. I had such serious doubts about this. Let me grab my controller real quick. Ugh. Sure enough. How about that? That is awesome. I don't have the Wi-Fi card plugged in, so I can't fully test it yet. Let's go ahead and kill it and put it all back together, and we'll do a full test on it. Oh, actually, no, I can't do that because I have to do the thermal paste first. It really does need the new thermal paste. Oh, my heart. Thanks, PLW, bud. Yeah, man. This is actually my first time working on a 2-second beep on, beep off on these. So that's a big win. Oh, okay. So that is normal then, to have it fully spinning up without the power button installed. Okay, good. Good to know. That's awesome. Demi, you are a lifesaver, dude.
seriously, I can't thank you enough for pointing me in the right direction on those MOSFETs and the controller IC. That's craziness. I'm so ecstatic right now. It is almost midnight where I am, and we got a long day of football Sunday coming tomorrow. So it feels good to start football Sunday off with a big dub. That's tremendous. All right, I'm not going to make you guys sit through all the thermal paste replacement and full testing and everything like that. I'm sure everything's going to work fine. If it doesn't, I'll post an update on my YouTube channel. I'll make a short about it or something like that. But I'm pretty confident that this is going to work just fine. I didn't check if we got a free disc. Let's check if we got a free disc. I don't think we did, but let's check. No free disc. That's okay. No big deal. All right. I'm going to go ahead and log off for the evening. This is... Back this up just a second here. Big dubs. Big dubs, baby. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out. I genuinely appreciate it more than I can ever express. My cat's also very happy about it. You just can't really tell. This is a win. This is a huge win. I bought four Xbox One S's on eBay for $150, I think, maybe a little less than that, and fixed all four of them. And now they can go on and have new homes, and that's the best part. You know, this is also great. I'm so happy about it. I love this. I love doing these things. I love this community. I love fixing things. I love giving things a new lease on life. It's the best. It's the fucking best. All right. All right. I'm logging off. I love you guys. I will see you next weekend. We'll probably do the GameCube next weekend. You'll have to do it from a different room because I don't have anything out here to test AV cables. So, but we'll figure it out. I got a GameCube to do. I'll probably pick up another console along the way. Who knows? Thank you. I love you guys so much. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Go Dolphins, baby. It's going to be a great Sunday. I'll talk to you soon.